Soul is a 2020 American computer animated musical comedy drama film produced by Pixar Animation Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. It is directed by Pete Docter, co-directed by Kemp Powers in his feature directorial debut, and produced by Dana Murray, with screenplay written by Dr. Powers and Mike Jones. The film stars the voice talents of Jamie Foxx, Tina Fey, Graham Norton, Richard Ayoade, and Angela Bassett. It follows a pianist, Joe Gardner, played by Foxx, who is involved in an accident before his big break as a jazz musician and seeks to reunite his separated soul and body. Docter conceived Soul in January 2016, examining the origins of human personalities and the concept of determinism. The film's producers consulted various jazz musicians, including Herbie Hancock and Terry Lynn Carrington, and animated its musical sequences using the sessions of musician John Batiste as reference. Apart from Batiste's original jazz compositions, musicians Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross composed the film's score. Production on Soul lasted for 4 years and an approximate budget of $150 million, and it went on to gross $121 million at the box office, although it was released on the streaming service Disney+. Soul became Pixar's first film to feature an African-American protagonist. Pixar and Docter were mindful of the history of racist imagery, particularly depictions done in Disney's earlier days. They wanted to create black characters as well as integrate authentic African-American culture into the film's DNA to prevent caricatures, stereotypes, and tropes. Pixar sought to capture the fine details of the characters, including the texture of black hair and the way light plays on various tones of black skin. The souls were animated by filmmakers in vaporous, ethereal, and non-physical ways. Soul was designed to depict various religions and cultural outlooks. The designs were inspired by early drawings made by Docter. Soul premiered at the London Film Festival on October 11, 2020, and was scheduled to be theatrically released on June 19th and November 20th. However, the feature film was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Soul was released direct to streaming on Disney Plus on December 25, 2020, and in theaters in countries without the streaming service. Soul was well received by critics for its craftsmanship, story, characters, and musical score. Organizations like the National Board of Review and the American Film Institute named the film one of the top 10 films of 2020. Soul was nominated for 3 Academy Awards at the 93rd Academy Awards, winning 2, and received numerous other accolades. The cast includes Jamie Foxx as Joe Gardner, a jazz pianist and music teacher. Director Pete Docter said Jamie Foxx was perfect for Joe, citing his comedic skills and musical background. Foxx related to the film's bittersweet feeling of losing someone, but gaining a vision of joy following the death of his 36-year-old sister in October of 2020. Tina Fey as 22, a cynical soul with a dim view of life on Earth. In addition to voicing 22, Tina Fey also contributed to the screenplay, helping write her character's lines. She considered the film in context of the COVID-19 pandemic, a helpful reminder that life isn't defined by achievement or attainment. Graham Norton as Moonwind, a spiritual sign twirler. Rachel House as Terry, an obsessive soul counter. Alice Braga, Richard Ayoade, Wes Studi, Fortune Femster, and Zenobob Shrove as the 5 soul counselors in The Great Before, who are all named Jerry. Phylicia Rashad as Libby Gardner, Joe's mother, who works as a seamstress. Donnell Rawlings as Des, Joe's barber. Questlove as Lamont Curly Baker, a drummer in Dorothy Williams' band and a former student of Joe's. And Angela Bassett as Dorothy Williams, a jazz saxophonist. Now, I'm one of those people that absolutely loves the nostalgia of animated films. I love looking back into the past and watching early Disney creations and reliving my childhood, as it were. And I tend to avoid the newer animated films that are brought out. I just tend to find they're all the same, unoriginal, and really just cashing in. But in saying all of that, Soul blew me away. Here we have a beautiful piece of filmmaking that really leaves you contemplating afterwards. And Soul proves Pixar's power to deliver outstanding entertainment to all ages on the spectrum. Children can enjoy this one, and adults like me can as well, because it's so finely detailed and the craftsmanship is so expertly put forward here by Docter and his crew, that you can see the film was made with sensitivity and love for its subject matter, not to mention its wonderful use of colorful visuals and original creativity. Now, I'm a huge jazz fan, so the inclusion here of jazz music into this film as part of the story was just a wonderful addition, and just really added to the power of this movie. It gave it soul, if you will. Here we have a multi-layered story that really dives into the story of humanity and life itself. It's not what I expected when I sat down to watch this, and it does it in such a thought-provoking way, and the movie challenges you at times, but never in an offensive way, but rather in a way to make you sit back and think and take perspective of what it is to be alive. The voice work here, particularly from Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey, is absolutely on point, and Foxx really brings a new life to his character. I found this to be a deep, introspective, poignant film, and that's the problem with animation now, is that a lot of people will go into this expecting a fun animation movie just for kids, while other people like myself will treat it in a cynical manner, saying, well, it's just another animated film, it's not meant for me. But with its use of fantastic musical score, its touching storyline, as well as this deep, introspective script, Soul takes animation movies back to a new level. With its beautiful, touching story, fantastic use of music, and wonderful, introspective look on life, Soul gets a 9 out of 10.